Hi, it's John from Crafts by John UK. Today's show and tell is 4 different cards that I have made for a customer, 2 different cards for 2 different occasions. So I'm going to go through them one by one, but you can see overall they're all in a blue colour palette because they're all for little boys. So first card. This is congratulations Leon on your Holy Communion, and it's on the 18th of May. So this angel it's a small stamp that I bought from, I don't know quite where, probably Temu or AliExpress, one of those Chinese sites. And I'd had it kicking around a while, but I'd never really used it. So I thought, looks quite like an angel looking down. It's a Holy Communion, welcoming a child into the church and religion, and I thought angels watching over. So that was my idea. I stamped the image on this background paper. I smushed the paper with very light blue. I then put some very faint script in there, and basically that's how I made that card. I put the angel on in blue, and then I added some glitter into the wings. You can see they're kind of quite glitzy, quite shiny. And I've just printed the sentiment. And I backed the whole thing in a grey mirror card because I thought that was slightly different. Right, the next card is a christening card. So this one is for a different boy. This is a boy called Maxim. And on this one, I used this religious stamp. So this was part of a sympathy card, I think it was actually, or a sympathy card stamp set, and it's just a cross with a vine across it. And I thought I'm going to keep it all in blue colours, so I coloured the outside of the cross and then I blended that colour in, and then I just used a very pale green for the leaves and a sort of a bluey mauve colour for the flowers. And then I sort of dirtied the edges, or I did them with distress ink, and then I distress them with my little Crafter's Companion distress tool. Obviously cut this panel out and that panel out, mounted them on a printed background. This text was printed on the background before I did any of the distressing or inking, and then I've just added that layer on the top. So again, quite a simple layout really, not particularly anything complicated, but looks quite effective in the end. This one was again a second christening card for the same little boy. This one, this is actually a Christmas stamp set, but I thought a church with a fir tree, that can be any time of year. I stamped that on blue, coloured it in, ripped this paper, and then just dirtied the edges with blue distress ink. I went for quite a modern look on this one, so I printed the base, congratulations Maxim, your christening day on the 17th. And then I added this washi tape just across, just to give it a slightly different, more modern look. I mounted that on a light coloured blue before putting that onto a blue card base. So that card is done with a white insert, and that's ready to go. And then the last of the 4 cards is this one, which is congratulations Leon on your Holy Communion. And this one I used this rainbow rainbow die. It's a die set where the central pieces come out so you can change the colours. So I cut it in 2 different colours, one blue, one speckled piece of paper that I'd made, cut that out, and then I just did some matching flowers in white and blue with a couple of little stars and some blue gems. But the actual base of the card is all printed in black. So I just thought that was quite an interesting look. So you can see there you've got some very different cards, and the customer wanted cards for both occasions in a modern and a traditional. So in terms of the Holy Communion, you've got this one which is very traditional, and you've got this one which is very modern. And then in terms of the christening day, you've got this one which is very traditional and this one which is modern. So there's today's show and tell. If you're interested, give my channel a like and subscribe, and I'll perhaps catch you on a future video.